I really can't think of two better cars to pair together into a two-pack than Ramone and Flo. Like, they are, of course, both Radiator Springs Townies. They're both classic retro models of cars. They're very, very cool looking. They both have really cool fins. Of course, Flo's are much bigger than Ramone's. But of course, most notably, they are both husband and wife. And I just think they work so well together, so it's only natural that Mattel is going to put them in a lot of two-packs together. I mean, honestly, I think every single year, pretty much, maybe, probably not 2011, maybe not 2012, but I can't think of one year where they weren't in a two-pack together. I would say 10 out of the last 16 years, for sure, maybe even more than that. But either way, welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at this really cool new 2023 two-pack, which of course features Saludos Amigos Ramone. No, not the regular purple one. This is, of course, Saludos Amigos Ramone. Very cool looking. And then, of course, his lovely wife, Flo. Now, this version of Ramone was first released not too long ago, in 2021, as a brand new diecast and only as a single. But then he got another release it was either late 2022 or early 2023. I think it was indeed from this year, 2023. But in a 5-pack, which is really cool, which actually featured a new variant of Sally, and then I think just Dinoco, Cruz Ramirez, Fabulous McQueen, and one other car. Can't really remember who. It might have actually been Flo. Oh no, it was Smokey. That's who it was. That was a cool 5-pack. I hope to get it one day. But either way, of course, he is in this 2-pack right here. So he has gotten quite a few releases in a time span of only 2 years. I love this giant artwork he has, though. It's weird that in his artwork, he's actually in its hydraulic mode. Of course, he's all high up off the ground. But nice smile and everything. I don't know why they chose the hydraulic one, but it still looks cool. And then, of course, Flo has her nice Cars 3 artwork. Now, kind of reminiscent of the 2-pack they did last year for 2022 with Ramone and Flo, but that one only had the regular Cars 1 purple Ramone. It's still a cool variant. Like, it is the newer, updated expression of Ramone from Thailand, obviously, but the Flo is the exact same, and the artwork for Flo is the exact same as well. I am glad that they kept it as the Cars 3 artwork, because I think that would look a bit weird, mixing the, Cars 3 Saludos Amigos Ramone artwork with a Cars 1 Flow artwork, but this one, of course, was kind of weird because this is obviously a Cars 1 artwork, so the animation is obviously a bit better on the Cars 3 Flow artwork, so it just looks a bit strange. Obviously, as you can tell on this one, though, they have the Radiator Springs Red Riders background, and on this one, they just have the regular old racetrack background, which honestly is a bit upsetting because obviously, well, they're still townies, they still obviously live in Radiator Springs, so that's a good enough reason alone to have the Radiator Springs background. But, obviously these guys, they actually appear, like Ramone appears with this paint job in Radiator Springs, actually right in front of the Willie's Butte. So it's kind of unfortunate that they picked the racetrack background. I know they're watching a race when he has this background, but still, it probably should be Radiator Springs background, but oh well. This one is kind of on bad card. I'm not going to be opening it though, because I already had the cars opened up. We're still going to review them though. Then on the back, you can see all the other cool 2023 2-packs, which I was able to find all of them, every single one. I got 2 of each of these. I've already reviewed them though, the next gens. I found them all, I think almost 2 weekends ago now. So it was very exciting to find them all because they're all still pretty new. I know it's May now, and they came out in about January or February, I think. Well, that's when they were revealed. Can't talk. But anyways, yeah, of course, as seen in Cars 3, which they were. Then you got Chris Rostowski with White Flag, Manny McGear, Flo, and Saludos Amigos Ramone. Cool to see his stock image. It looks very metallic. You can definitely tell it's a Thailand stock image. Then you got Jet Robinson and Caleb Worley. And then Conrad Camber and Jonas Carvers. And then, of course, Harvey Rodcap and Barry DePedal. Then you got that Mattel Empowering the Next Generation Through Play logo down there. It's funny how they always put the RSN logo. Never understood why they do that. But I guess it's like a website you can look up. Maybe that's why. Either way, though, I'll be right back down below to take a closer look at these really cool new diecast. I think this may just be my favorite paint job for Ramone. I usually don't say that very often. There's only a few that I really love, and all the other ones are kind of equal, I would say. But this one, it really does win me over. It looks so cool, and it's not really because like it's so colorful or anything. I mean, it does have quite a bit of color, but the main colors, the dark blue and the silver, like they're pretty dull. So it's not really the colors that win me over with this one. It's more so all the detail packed into it. Like all the little decals he has. He's got a racing number. Like he looks like a race car. Like from the 50s that would have raced with the fabulous Hudson Hornet back in the day. So it's really cool to see this new look on Ramone. I think it looks really cool. And honestly, this could have been the last time we ever saw Ramone, if not for Cars on the Road. Cars 3 was kind of meant to be like the last movie, kind of in a way. So it's almost like a finale type paint job. It's like an amalgamation of all these different ideas Pixar maybe had over the years, and they just kind of put it into one. And I think it turned out absolutely amazing. Now, of course, we have Flo here too. We can't forget completely about her. But she does look cool and everything. She just not all that different from her original Chinese release. This is just a basic Flo. But I will compare her later to her Chinese release, and we'll take a little look at her. But really, mainly today, this is about Saludos, Amigos, Ramone. Now, I love that he has the number 51. Obviously, kind of like a tribute to Doc Hudson. Not a full-on tribute though. Like they could have easily done, like wrote Fabulous Ramone on the side, and put the number 51s on the top like that in the corners, and just made him look like Doc, like they did with Fabulous Lightning McQueen at the end of Cars 3. But I feel like the reason they probably didn't do that, most likely, because they just didn't want to take away from McQueen. Like, that is supposed to be a very monumental scene when McQueen gets that paint job, almost like a full circle kind of moment. So they would have given it to Ramone too. Definitely would have taken away from that a little bit. So I think that's probably why. But I can't say for sure. I really don't know. But it's cool that it's like a mixture of kind of like a tribute to Doc, but also, it's got Saludos Amigos on the front. We'll talk about the meaning of that in a second because I'm not really quite sure. But anyways, of course, if you don't know, Ramone is a 1959 Chevrolet Impala. So a very classy car, and it was back in the day. I don't think they make them anymore, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's always cool to get a main character that actually has a real-life car model. Flo, on the other hand, is not, but she's definitely based off some old cars I've seen cruising down the road. I actually just recently saw a really old light pink car, and it reminded me of Flo so much. But anyways, his expression, not my favorite to be honest. It is a new expression, which is cool. It's just a bit bland. It's just like a flat eyelid. Not much going on, but it's alright. It's just like a mellow expression, I guess you could call it. Which is alright. It's different. That we don't usually see that on Ramone. And honestly, when he appears with this paint job, he's really pretty excited and everything. So really, this doesn't really represent him in that scene very well. But oh well, still kind of cool. Now, obviously, this is like the Mexican flag here, the Spanish flag for Mexico, and then on the front we have the Mexico flag again with the American flag. So that is kind of what Saludos Amigos means. In English, it means greetings, friends, or hello, friends, something along those lines. And I think it's all to do with like the two countries like kind of coming together and everything. And I think somehow, I guess Pixar wanted to tie that into Cars 3 and kind of make it, like how McQueen and Cruz, they kind of like come together in the film in the end. And I guess so does Rusty's and Dinoco, so I'm assuming that's why they chose to do this for Ramone. Honestly, I really don't know though. It's kind of weird. It's an odd design for sure. There is a classic Walt Disney film, like maybe I think it's the sixth film they ever made or something, with Goofy and Donald and some of the characters from the Three Caballeros, and it's actually called Saludos Amigos, that film. So maybe it's a nod to that too. I don't know why, but maybe I think. I don't know, it's kind of confusing, but it is cool. He's so packed with details. Like, look at that. On the back, it says Oil Pan, Americana, Rally Mexico, and then we have an image of a globe showing the states on top and then Mexico on the bottom. Pretty cool. It's a very stretched out globe, though. And here it is again on the back, actually. Look at that. It's really big that time. Looks nice, though. Love all the. I know I said there's not a lot of color on this guy, but in like the decals, I guess there is the green, the yellow, the red, the white. Like there's really no clear vision for this remote. It's just kind of all over the place, but it works so well once you put all the decals together. I think it makes for a perfect remote. And you know what's weird about this? I was looking in the Meet the Cars book, the Cars 3 version, and this remote actually looks quite different. That picture of them that they showed, it's like an illustrated drawing. It's not really 3D animated, but it's not the exact same as this one. The hood, especially, very different. I don't really know why either. Anyways, on the side here, this is one of my favorite parts of this remote. He has all of the logos for the Radiator Springs Townies shops, which is cool. Not all of them, though. There's actually two missing. Try to see if you can guess what one's missing. So, we got Luigi's Casadilla Tires, Sarge's Surplus Hut. Wow, I can barely even read that. But I think, I mean, I know that's what it says. It's just hard to make out. And then we got Cozy Cone Motel, Radiator Springs Curios, and Towmater Towing and Salvage. A few other ones as well. Got Dynaco Gasoline, the classic logo, though, with the Stegosaurus, which is cool. And on the top, I like this little nod to cars, too. It says Hudson Hornet Piston Cup. Very nice. And then we got Radiator Cap Mountain. Probably says RS or something. Maybe 1930 when the town was made. Or not 1930, 1903, right? I think. I'm pretty sure I screwed that up before when I reviewed the Wedding Day Lizzie and Stanley. I'm pretty sure that's when Radiator Springs was founded, but either way. Then on this side, a giant logo for Ramone's House of Body Art. It says Radiator Springs on the bottom. But I can't believe that there's actually two missing. We got Fillmore's Taste In, not there. And then what's even more surprising is Flo's VA Cafe. It's not on there at all. I mean, like, Flo is going to have her word with Ramone. She's going to be pretty upset with that. I don't know. Oh man, I can't believe he forgot that, especially because there's a lot of room. Now, obviously, it's not Ramone's fault. It's more Pixar's fault. They designed them. I just don't know why they wouldn't put Flo's VA Cafe. Fillmore's, like, I can kind of see, I guess, maybe because it's less well known, but Flo's VA Cafe, it's like the hub of Radiator Springs. How do you not put that on? If you're gonna do almost all of them, like, why not just do them all? That's what I don't understand. Either way, though, I do like his rims. They're not completely accurate, though. They don't have the low and slow text, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Still looks nice with the gold in the rim and then the silver trim. Now, on this side, it's green, white, and red, and on this side, it's red, white, and green. So, kind of like, I guess not. No, I was gonna say like it's different on each side. They probably should have changed it though, because the Mexico flag should be green, white, red. Because if not, it kind of looks like the Italian flag, which is red, white, green. So kind of interesting there. But anyways, this side is the exact same. Nothing too different going on there. Take number 51. Very classic looking. Looks like Doc Hudson's number. And then Oil Pan Americana on the top. I kind of wish they would have wrote Ramone there, because it almost makes, like, that's usually where racers put their signatures. I think that would have been cool. It would have made him look like a race car. Maybe that's what he was going for. I'm not really sure. But either way, it does look really nice. I like this car a lot. And giant number 51 on the top there. But anyways, here's a quick look at the base. It says Chevrolet. Some of the older Ramones used to say Chevrolet Impala, but this one doesn't. Just Chevrolet. And P01A. So that means the first week of 2021, I'm pretty sure. I believe he was released only in one case in 2021. I don't even remember what one now at this point. But, oh well. But I think there was two in that case. So he wasn't insanely rare or anything. And he's still not, but been released a few times now, like I said. The 5-pack, obviously this 2-pack. Either way, here is the regular Purple Ramone. Very nice. They look good together for sure. Although I gotta say this expression is much, much nicer. And you can see those wheels there. Like I said, he has the low and slow text, but this new one does not. So, not sure why they changed that. Did I even show the back? I don't think I did. Yeah, look at that. I forgot to show his license plate and everything. Low and slow. It says Saludos Amigos with the Mexican flag and the United States flag. That's actually funny. I completely forgot. It says Saludos Amigos again. And even has some more detail on the back with the blue. Very nice, underneath the fins. It's just a very classy looking Ramone, though. It's very cool. It's a nice one to add to the collection, for sure. I think it's one of those cars that you kind of need to have opened in order to appreciate it. Either way, though, here is Flo back again. Let's take a quick look at her. Of course, like I said, Flo is not a real-life car model. She is just a creation by Pixar. Obviously, she's definitely based off of an old car from the 1950s, like Ramone. But yeah, she's not really like a clear model or anything, you know. Pixar just kind of had fun with it and made their own car, which is cool. She has ginormous fins on the back there, of course. But whenever you look it up online or in the Meet the Cars book, it always just says she is a 1950s show car, I think, yeah. Because obviously, Flo used to be a showgirl back in the day. Rhonda, Laverne, and Shirley from the Storytellers books. That was actually a deleted scene from Cars, which I didn't actually know that. But in terms of her diecast, Never been a huge fan of it. Because they just use so much plastic. They always cheap out on Flo. No idea why. Her entire head, not just her, like it's not just a plastic eye blade, but her entire head, completely made of plastic, and it's very, very easy to tell. Like it does not match the main color, which is like a really cool teal. Has a nice sparkle to it. It's not obviously metallic, but it's a cool color, and it's just unfortunate that it doesn't like translate well to the plastic, so it just doesn't look good, I don't think. But her eyes, her expression is pretty nice, I must say, especially when compared to this original Chinese version here. Always had a very creepy looking expression. I'm not sure why, like they always left the gap of teal in between the white part and then the black eyeliner. I don't know why they always did that, but it never looked good. And they did that on the Vietnam Sally too. It's horrible, and I don't know. I'm glad that they fixed it on the Thailand one. Unfortunately, both of them have the plastic heads though, which kind of sucks. But obviously, she's got very tiny little headlights there in the front. Cool little mouth. I always thought Flo's mouth was cool. How it's like, I don't even know what it is. Like, it's not really a grill. But obviously, since she's not a real car model, Pixar could have some fun with it and just design her themselves, which is cool. But there's not really a ton of differences. Definitely the coloring on the side is pretty different. Actually, look at that. That's quite different. Very like a light lemony yellow on the Chinese one on the left there, then the right one is just really faded. So I don't really know what one like I can say is my favorite because I think they're both pretty bad in their own ways. I think that they kind of always missed a mark on Flo, and it sucks because Flo doesn't really have a ton of variants, like in the movie and everything. She never really changes her paint job or anything like Ramone. So you have one Flo to make and Flo with Trey, I guess, and they can't even do that right. So it's just a little unfortunate, especially because she is a pretty main character throughout the Cars franchise. Another weird difference is the windows. They're kind of like green on the Chinese one, and then they're like gray on the Thailand one. Also, the base is pretty different as well. I mean, it's obviously went from teal to completely gray, which is weird, but that was always something they did on the Chinese one. They always made it teal on the base for some reason. But even though like there are a few things that are better about this Thailand one with the expression, I still gotta go with the Chinese one, only because I thought the windows were accurate. Maybe they're not, but I just really like that how that looks on the side with the lemony type of yellow. It's definitely brighter. This one I don't think looks all that great. The only plus side I can say with this one is the expression, but still a cool car for sure. Obviously, got her classic showgirl license plate on the back there. Very blurry, hard to see what it even says. I think it says Carburetor County on the top and bottom. Also, her bumper is plastic and just kind of looks weird. Like it obviously doesn't match the red and the teal that's on the actual metal. The silver doesn't even look the same. Like I don't know. It just looks choppy, I guess is the best word to describe this car. Doesn't look like a good representation of Flo, and it's very unfortunate. I do like her tires though. They're cool, the white walls and the silver rims. Very nice. And a little look at her base. It says L46A. This is the one actually, this Flo right here is the one I got back in 2018 with this Ramone in the 2-pack. But yeah, like I said, and I showed you earlier, Ramone and Flo, they've always been in 2-packs together. Many, many times over the years, so that's nothing new. But, I think that they should slow down on it a little bit. And you don't want to overdo it, Too much of a good thing makes it not that much of a good thing anymore. That's the thing. Either way, they do look cool together. It's a nice 2-pack. So I would really recommend getting it, especially if you don't have Saludos Amigos Ramone, because that's definitely a cool car. Worth picking up, even, the extra money that it costs to get him in the 2-pack. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. And with that, I'll see y'all next time on the Cars Garage.